Good day again to all the viewers, and for today's video we're going to learn the multiplication and division of integers. So dito kasi sa multiplication and division of integers maraming nakukonfuse. Well, in fact, based on experience, mas madaling i-multiply and i-divide ang integers kesa sa the process of multiplication and division of integers is easier than the addition and subtraction of integers. So for today's video again, we're going to tackle on how to solve or on how to multiply and divide integers. So let's move on to the multiplication of integers. So first, this is the things na kailangan nating tandaan. Una, multiplication of positive and positive integers. When we multiply positive and positive integers, ito lamang po yung kailangan nating tandaan. Just multiply the number. Simply multiply the number. Yun lang po. Pag multiplyin lang po natin or pag timesin yung dalawang number, then the result is positive. Again, pag positive and positive integer po ang pinagmumultiply natin, pag mumultiplyin lang po natin yung dalawang number and then the sign is positive. Next, multiplication of negative and negative integers. So sa multiplication of negative and negative integers naman, ang kailangan lang natin tandaan is pag-multiplyin ang dalawang number, then the answer is always positive. Again, in multiplication of negative and negative integers, ang kailangan lang natin tandaan is pag-multiplyin ang dalawang number, then the result is always positive. Nagets? For example, negative 10 times negative 10 is equal to positive 100 because 10 times 10 is equal to 100. So, disregard muna natin yung sign na negative. Pag-multiplyin lang natin yung dalawang number and the answer is positive. So again, in multiplication of negative and negative integers, pag-multiplyin lang yung dalawang number and the result is always positive. Moving on, we have the multiplication of negative and positive integer. So in here, ang tatandaan lang natin is when we multiply negative and positive integer, the result is always negative. Again, in multiplication of negative and positive integer, the result is always negative. For instance, negative 10 times 10. So here, we multiply negative 10 to positive 10. Therefore, we got negative 100. Again, in multiplication of negative and positive integer, multiply the two number and then the sign of the result will be negative. Moving on, let's now proceed to the division of integers. In division of integers, first, division of positive and positive integer. In division of positive and positive integer, kailangan lang nating tandaan ito. Divide the number and the result is always positive. Divide the number and the result is always positive. For instance, 10 divided by 10 is equal to positive 1. Moving on, the division of negative and negative integer. In division of negative and negative integer, we're just going to divide the number, and then the result is always positive. For instance, negative 10 divided by negative 10 is equal to 1. Again, in division of negative and negative integer, we're just going to divide the number, and then the result is always positive. For instance, negative 10 divided by negative 10 is equal to positive 1. And for the last, the division of negative and positive integer. In here, always remember that when we divide negative and positive integer, or rather when we divide positive and negative integer, ang tatandaan lang natin is divide the number and then the result is always negative. I repeat, sa division of negative and positive integer or sa division of positive and negative integer, kailangan lang nating i-divide ang dalawang number and then the result is always negative. I hope you get it. So now, it's time for the recap. For our recap, in multiplication of positive and positive integer, and in multiplication of negative and negative integer, the result is always positive. When we multiply positive and positive integer, the result is always positive. When we multiply negative and negative integer, the result is always positive. And when we multiply negative and positive integer, or we multiply positive and negative integer, the result is always negative. Again, in multiplication of positive and positive integer, multiply the two number and then the result is positive. The same true with the negative and negative the multiplication of negative and negative integer. Multiply the two number and then the result is positive. But in multiplication of negative and positive integer, the result is always negative. The same true with the division of integers. Division of positive and positive integer, just divide the two number and the result is always positive. In the division of negative and negative integer, just divide the two number and the result is always positive. While in the division of negative and positive integer, divide the two number and the result is always negative. I hope you learned something today. Marami kasi ang nadadali, or it is very important na makabisado natin ang multiplication and division of integers, and also the addition and subtraction of integers gaya nung sa first video. Kasi pwede ang addition, subtraction, multiplication and division of integers ay nagagamit din sa algebra and in other higher mathematics. So again, pag meron kayong katanungan, just leave a comment kung ano yung tanong ninyo, and i-comment nyo rin kung ano yung next video na gusto nyong isolve natin. Again, yung basic lang muna tayo kasi sisimulan natin sa basic, papunta tayo sa complicated mathematics. And don't forget to like, share this video para sa maraming ma-reach, and then please subscribe and click the notification bell para notified ka sa mga next videos regarding sa mga mathematics solving. Thank you and God bless. Mabuhay kayong lahat.